Pray with me. Lord, may the meditations of our heart and the words from our lips go forth to enlighten and to engage and to empower your people. Amen. As most of you know, I work for Best Buy in my hours off from my church job here. And for the last several months, I have been engaged in setting up and managing the online customer service center for our eBay store. I have personally handled thousands of emails from customers and potential customers. I wrote most of the canned responses we use for our common questions and personally responded to many of the more unusual requests. From this experience, I have learned a number of things. First, the world is full of idiots, and an awful lot of them have internet access. Second, people will be amazingly hostile when they don't know the person that will be reading their message. And third, people generally write only when they are angry and upset. And so I recently asked myself, what if God had a customer care center? With this question in mind, I was reading today's Old Testament lesson, and my first thought was this sounded like an email from a very unhappy person. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I bear the pain in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all day long? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? This is not a happy person. And I can see the writer now getting the first canned response from God's customer care center. Dear prayer, thank you for contacting God. We have received your message, and due to a recent surge in volume, we may not be able to respond immediately. We do promise to respond within 48 hours. Your customer care center. A day or so later, the message works its way to the head of the queue, is opened, and a voice rings out over the cubes. Hey guys, Hiram's back. What's he write? Well, he's certainly gone off his meds again. Listen to this. Have they no knowledge, all the evildoers who eat up my people as they eat bread and do not call upon the Lord? Well, at least it's almost poetry this time. Why do I send him back? Send him Psalm 33. Great idea, I'm on it. And so it goes in the customer care center. Sometimes it does not matter nearly so much that you do something as it matters that you don't get personally mad and angry in return. I have seen a lot of mad. Mad because we did not answer within 10 minutes when we warned it may take 2 days. Mad because something did not work and they assumed they will have to eat the cost. They didn't. Mad because they wanted to be mad. Angry because of something somebody else did some other time. We even had a case of road rage on the internet when an unhappy customer began to email to people bidding on our eBay auctions, telling them we were dishonest and not to be trusted. The point of all this is that it can be an angry and a hostile world out there. At the same time, I put myself in their place. Writing to customer care on the net is sometimes not that different from praying. You're not quite sure where it's going to go. You don't know if it'll be answered. You don't know who is going to answer it. And you are not at all sure you will like the answer when and if it comes back. You are hoping for compassion, afraid of being ignored, and terrified of getting back a no. It is understandable that some of our psalms, and probably prayers, begin with a certain belligerence, saying, prove yourself to me. Or what are you going to do about it? Thank you. The Psalms, to me, read like one side of a customer service email exchange. We have the laments and we have the praise. And this is very much like customer service. Incredible mood swings. Psalm 17 begins, "Hear a just cause, O Lord, and attend to my cry. Give ear to my prayer from lips free of deceit. From thee let my vindication come. Let thy eyes see the right." Compare this with a customer email that began when we shipped the wrong item. "I received my item from you today and it's total junk. I paid you money in good faith, and this is what you sent me? It isn't even what I paid for. What are you going to do about it?" After we shipped the correct item at no additional cost, we got back, "Dear sirs, thank you for your prompt and courteous response to this problem. You have been a pleasure to deal with, and I will leave positive feedback." Compare this with Psalm 13's close. "But I trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, because he dealt bountifully with me." You will be pleased to know, however, I'm only going to carry this analogy so far. A relief to both you and I'm sure to God. But the conclusion I draw from this, from my or any of our customer service reps' experience, is that we, by our responses, can change our customers' laments of pain to songs of joy by the way we respond to them, even if we cannot fix anything. And to draw this into the realm of faith, we, you and I, are God's customer service representatives. When you think it through for a moment, it makes sense. Many of you will have noticed that in my pastoral prayers and other prayers, I almost always include the phrase, "Help us to be your presence in the world so that others may know your love for all peoples." When we do not respond to anger with anger, when we do not return hostility for hostility, we allow a little of God's grace to slip into another's life. In Matthew 18, verse 21, Peter asked Jesus, "Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times?" And Jesus answers, "I do not say to you 7 times 7, but 70 times 7. And I suggest we understand this in some of its more minute aspects. An email sent by someone who is angered and expects to be treated poorly. We forgive the expectation, respond quietly with respect. We have no control over the past experiences that lead someone to expect to be treated poorly, whether online or in person, but we do have the opportunity to give them a positive experience in the grocery line, at the stoplight, in the daily services we perform in our professional and personal lives. Each time we return respect for anger, patience for impatience, we manifest God's will and become a small part of God's presence to these individuals. There was a bumper sticker a few years ago that read, "Perform random acts of kindness." I don't know who sponsored it, but it certainly captures the essence of God's presence made real through what we do to each and every day. It is a sad state of affairs when so many expect so little of others. My admonition to you is forget random. Do it all the time. Let's grow the experience of God's presence, the experience of respect, of patience, and of kindness, that others may come to know God in their lives and celebrate God's presence. Amen.